Hi, hello, beautiful souls. Thank you for joining me today for the spiritual guidance for this week, the 9th until the 16th of March 2026. We are still in the eclipse energies. We are coming out of the heart, the core of the energies this week. So this is a beautiful week to integrate everything we've experienced the last 3 weeks. Okay, so we are still in the depth of the eclipse energy for another 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and then we were coming into the play out, the evolving, the growth of the eclipse energies until about the end of April. Okay, even further, but that is the bowl of the eclipse energies. So I'm Carmen Delport, multidimensional healer, spiritual therapist, and soul alchemist, here to help you living a life of being a true, authentic self by releasing the past that's keeping you away from your authentic self. So we can take a deep breath now as we are through the nitty-gritty core part of the eclipse season. And so the guidance that's come through from my team in spirit of 96 higher dimensional beings is this is a week to consciously slow down and open and receive the lessons, the teachings, the wisdom, the information from what has been mulled through, brought up during the eclipse season. So there is no need this week to force anything. There's no need to force action. There's no need to force relationships, nothing. This is a week to not force anything, but to come into the more the yin energy, the slowing down, becoming consciously aware of your surroundings, how people are responding, who you are communicating with, and how are you feeling, and to listen to others and yourself and pause. So being more gentle with yourself this week. Okay? Release the negative thoughts. With all this, everything that's happening in the world at this moment, so much chaos, so much scary things. And also our negative thinking from our own wounding, from our own limiting beliefs, from our own life experiences or fears. To this week, consciously let go of those negative thoughts. The vision that my team in spirit gave me is the vision of a tortoise moving slowly and consciously and focusing on the here and the now. What helps you to feel safe now? The shell of the tortoise, feeling safe. When you need to retract, and when do you come out in the here and the now, smelling the roses, focusing on the beauty. And then to release that noise, that unconscious chatter that is creating chaos inside of us. As without, so within. So we're trying to neutralize the chaos within by focusing on the here and the now. Okay? By slowing down, focusing on the breath, and being gently aware of everything around you. Okay? So as a spiritual therapist, as a trauma therapist, what I always recommend my clients do is to a few times throughout the day, just for 2 minutes, if you can, 5 minutes, connect with your breath and slow down. And if you can, do nothing else but feel the breath and being with the breath to come into center. Or you could do it while brushing your hair, consciously focusing on your breath, the sensation of brushing your hair. Or consciously walking, focusing on the movement of walking and your breath. Just coming back here and now this week to integrate, okay? We've been through intense energies. Also, through slowing down, we create space now this week for those aha moments, those flashes of inspiration, those moments of clarity, of realization. So notice this. So slow down, create the space. And when you have those inklings, it's coming from your soul, it's coming from the universe, okay? So note those moments, note what you are getting clarity on, what is that inspiration, and how can you bring that into your reality? How can you bring that into your world? Like, for example, if that reality is you no longer want to live in this home, then how are you going to make that happen? How can you start that process? If that aha moment is a project you want to start, or a project you need to change, mold, bring it in. How do you do it? Okay. So really disconnect from the sad events that's playing out in this world. Do not get consumed by it, because if you get consumed by it, you will miss those beautiful gifts from the universe, those aha moments. Okay? Believe in yourself. Have faith in your team in spirit, in Source, God, Goddess, as you have the strength to move through whatever you need to move through at this moment. You have the strength to mold whatever you need to mold with beautiful grace. And when you feel that it's getting too heavy, we will have our self-belief, our faith, to fill us up and to move through whatever we need to move through. And we are in this process now of refining, chiseling away, remolding, getting clear on how we are feeling, getting clearer on what we want and need. So again, allowing the space to receive the guidance, receive the assistance as well. That's another thing that comes through with the strength that we have and this belief that we have and faith. We also allow space for assistance, support to come in. So it is this beautiful balance of being graceful and strong and having faith that you do receive everything that you need, and that everything will work out exactly as it should and as it's meant to. In my awakening support on Patreon, there's a beautiful meditation that can support you this week to bring you back into your center. It's a magical meditation where we heal the mind and the heart and bring balance between the two and more, but it's beautiful. So do go over to Awakening Support on Patreon where I share shadow work as well for you, or just reflection, questions to reflect on this week. So these last few weeks, the eclipse, the depth of the heart of the eclipse season is like a washing machine. We've been pulled apart. Whether it's pulled a belief, a way of thinking, a way of being, a relationship, a business, the way we saw the world that's no longer true, the way we thought of someone in the public eye, which now come out the truth. It's very upsetting, okay? And we can feel like we're a little bit lost in direction, a little bit overwhelmed, or maybe a lot, right? So connect with your heart, your soul. Come back to the heart. Connect with your soul. Connect with your source, your higher power. And in that connection and coming back to the heart, you will gently see your way, slowly see your way through this overwhelm. Again, being the tortoise. Okay. For many, the theme of safety, security, and community is a big theme now. So just slow down and be fully aware of your surroundings and open up to the beauty in life, right? So if you are really struggling at the moment, because the eclipse season is meant to take us to the next level of our beingness, the next level of our ascension journey. If you do feel like you're really struggling, you need some help, then please feel free to book a session with me. And it's all guided by your soul, whether it's inner child, ancestral, galactic, other lifetimes, or multidimensional shamanic healing. Just know that you can do that. Okay, all links are below. Or go to Awakening Support. Authentic living. A fulfilled and abundant life only comes from authentic living. When we live in our truth, that is when we have this underlying feeling of joy and peace as our core state of being. You can't buy this feeling, you can't pretend this feeling, you can't pretend fulfillment. But by becoming authentic, and how do we become authentic? By facing all our shadow sides, by facing all aspects of ourselves, all the unconscious parts. Now this is a process, right? It's not something that's going to happen overnight. And this is a journey that took me many, many years. And on this journey, I've worked with amazing healers and shamans and therapists and coaches and mentors. And the lesson is to be curious about yourself. It's always about being curious in the uncomfortable. So as you are meeting more parts of yourself, you are becoming more authentic. And this will lead you to a life of happiness, fulfillment, abundance in all its forms. So stay true to yourself. As we are in chaotic energies, we can be pulled even more out of our center, trying to figure out what to do, who to listen to, who to believe, what's the truth. And in that searching, we get pulled out. So coming back. Which brings us to the next one, solitude. Allow stillness into your week. Because as you allow stillness to flow through your being, you can integrate everything that we've been moving through the last few weeks. And you probably naturally are craving alone time anyway. And sometimes when we're craving alone time, we think, no, but I've got this in the diary, I have to do this, this and that. You don't have to. You can make time for yourself. Remember that. Just be in stillness. Take your attention, your focus off your life, off your troubles, your worries, and fill your own cup with stillness. And in that pause, the universe brings the puzzle pieces back. And all falls beautifully into place without us forcing anything, right? So allow flow in your week. Allow yourself to soften and to be in your home, in your security, in your safe space, from where you can fall and from where you can recharge, receive the inspiration, receive the aha moments, the lessons, the clarity. We are still in the eclipse seasons, like I've mentioned. So allow it to unfold. Don't force anything, right? We are in a period of massive soul growth. Okay? So there we are. That is a spiritual guidance for this coming week. This is, we are now out of the core, the heart of the eclipse season. So from now onwards, I will do bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, a spiritual guidance for you. Our next live meditation on YouTube is next Thursday. So not this week, the following Thursday. I think it's the 20th or something like that. The 20th, 19th. And I'm not quite sure what that it's about yet. The replay of last week's live, Heal the Waters, is on YouTube. Please do go and let's heal the waters of this planet. In that meditation, we receive beautiful upgrades to our own waters, new information coming in, magical. And as always, I'm here for you. Come and join me in Awakening Support. If you want to work with me, go to my website, book a discovery call, and I'm sending you so much love. Flow with these energies. Don't overthink it like we do, because we've just been through very intense energies. So much love to you. Bye.